Join me on the Business Immigration Benchmark, where I tackle all the immigration and global mobility challenges head on and provide direct, practical solutions. Follow us on Spotify and join the conversation.
Global mobility to an employee is equally vital, I feel, because when an employee is looking to relocate or start an assignment abroad, it has to be a win-win situation. It has to be a success for the employee as well as the company. So global mobility for the employee is also important, ensuring that an assignment is the right type of assignment is offered to the right type of employee or candidate. All the logistics are handled in an efficient manner, getting the employee to that job wherever it is. It's all important. So it's not just only important for the company from a success standpoint, but also equally for the employee. If it doesn't work out for the employee, it's not going to work out for the company.
One top tip when moving assignees is whoever I speak to is that they consider it with themselves personally if they want to move, and also are sure that if they're accompanied by family members, by spouses and children, that everybody is in on this move. Because most of the assignments actually then they get cancelled because the expectation management was not correct or was not done correctly, and not everybody was has agreed to the terms and conditions, so to say, of the assignment, or didn't know what was expecting them in their destination.
Yeah. In my opinion, we are most definitely in a time of flux. While as global mobilities, a global society, we've mastered the art of working remotely and at home. Many countries are allowing the digital nomad. I don't see global mobility going away, though. Even with all of those mechanisms, we're going to still need to have individuals in the right location, and I think that need will increase in complexity and urgency just based on our own business needs. For the U.S. specifically, there are a variety of outside forces, like the retirement of most of the baby boomers by 2030 and the lack of the U.S. workers gaining STEM degrees. I think both of those absences of individuals who are usually in our local workforce is just going to necessitate the need to move individuals globally to maintain the needs of the businesses and the industries that we have in the U.S. To solve for just these two issues, global mobility can be used to support business for business continuity through short-term assignments and with knowledge transfers being a focus, or more traditional permanent transfer for difficult to fill roles.
Global mobility to the business is around supporting the business with resourcing their projects. So, of course, what's going to be beneficial to the business is if they have a pool of talented individuals, can they move them from A to B? Instead of having to go through the difficult exercise of trying to recruit people locally who they don't know, they don't understand their experience. It's a fantastic opportunity for the business if they have that talent pool to utilize it, move it around, and hence global mobility can really help with this because we understand the complexities of moving people around business.
So for business, global mobility is the supporting factor to their talent strategy, right? Many organizations have realized that even though we want to, in order to be truly global and to have local applications, we need to have that exchange of resources across different entities, across different regions. And looking at how what it has been the key focus in 2020 and 2021, apart from COVID-19, has been diversity and inclusion. It is in every conversation that you have at the industry level with many big organizations. They have appointed chief officers who can particularly or solely at diversity and inclusion. And global mobility is a true vehicle in order to support that. You are distributing, you are really creating a diversified workforce by moving your people across all the different geographies.
So I think global mobility to the global mobility team is really opportunity. Most of us who are in global mobility are here because we want to be, and we really enjoy the dynamic nature of global mobility and just the opportunity to work with individuals from all different locations all around the world. It's really challenging, and it provides value to the company, but also value to all of us as professionals to really expand our horizons and work with individuals from all over.
So in terms of the business, it really depends on the maturity level of the organization and its global presence. For a mature organization, global mobility is a key player in making sure that the governance and compliance aspects of their international footprint are in check. From probably a more immature organization, they probably seem a little bit more as an inhibitor. And the education piece is really key in that role and in that model. But I think overall, COVID, so 2020 and the pandemic itself has really proven to heighten the appreciation for global mobility and the practice. And I think organisations now, whether they're mature in their models or whether they're immature in their models, I think they now have a greater appreciation of the span and depth of capability within the global mobility practice, because it is quite a widespread discipline, and you really need to be a well-rounded practitioner to be able to advise on a multiple level of subject matter, whilst also being able to provide that service delivery in a reasonable amount of time, because there's certainly some, and we saw this with COVID, the legislation and the pandemic in itself moved so quickly that we really needed to be moving at the speed of light almost to keep up with the demands of the business and the needs to move people either in or out of the locations that we are. So I think all in all, the understanding of mobility and the appreciation from a business side was probably a little bit less before COVID, but now absolutely, certainly front and center. And I'm hoping that for a lot of practitioners, COVID brings a seat at the table, if not more, when it comes to moving forward with their global mobility programs.
To the business, global mobility is supporting the initiative to moving talent to the location in which that talent is needed, or ensuring that once we have the talent, we're able to retain them and keep them.
We can help expats or transferees further their career interests, and it in itself for the team there's a lot of fun to work in, because you're working with people, you're working with families, you're not tied into one corner or another. You can have a background in finance and tax and have tax compliance and still work with people, and I think that makes it unique.
Global mobility, I think, has transformed over the last 15 years into something more strategic. It is a means by actually engaging talent, finding talent and recruiting talent around the world, but it's also a means by developing the talent within an organization. More and more, as the world is getting smaller, organizations are looking for those top talent. And global mobility is that vehicle to develop skills, to develop talent, but also to break ground in new locations for an organization.